what are you doing? Get off the phone.
Get off the phone. 1 second.
It's okay. 7,000 of your face.
520,000. How's it go?
529,600 minutes. It doesn't matter where you go and you hear that. People are just sitting there going, 525,600 minutes. And they'll go, hey! And then they go right back to being total strangers again. Anyway, hey everybody, it's your boy Montel. And the Giggle Box is back, ladies and gentlemen. Every time.
Do you know, someone told me that they couldn't stand my giggling. I meant to go back to look and see if it was in the comments.
What? But no, I didn't see any comments about your giggle.
I'll tell you about it.
I didn't
later.
Someone actually made a comment.
Did you record us singing?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. That's how you do it.
Let's start over 3, 2, 1.
No, we're not. We're going to keep that in there because that's what draws the audience to us because we have that kind of banter. We continue to have that kind of banter. Okay.
Montel is dead. This is his last podcast.
No.
Rest in peace.
No. I'm going to be that undead walking into my record.
I'm going to choke him out after this. I did not know you were
We were both
me.
singing, so I don't know what you tripping about.
Oh, my God.
It's what like I just left the microphone in front of you as I was saying, hey, everybody, it's your boy Montel.
And it's Miss Angee.
Also known as the Giggle Box. And welcome to our latest episode of Blerdicorn Speaks.
Yeah.
We have been adulting a lot lately, and
Montel's been adulting.
I have. I really have.
I've been chilling.
You know what? I hate you. I hate you so much. The new job is going really well. I've been enjoying that a lot, and it's good to be gainfully employed. So
Yeah. And I'm happy that you are gainfully employed.
Girl, that makes 3 of us.
You know, I got a wild hair up my ass. And I applied for a job a couple weeks ago.
What?
I know. Oh. Everybody was shocked. My best friend was like...
We talked forever. You were like, I'm not... I
don't want to work on nobody's job. I know.
But what... Okay, I want to know the nature of this wild hair up your ass.
I applied for an instructing position.
Where?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Because
I don't want to put it out on the podcast.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, do you want this position?
You know, I'm a lifelong learner.
Yes. Bibliophile.
Bibliophile.
You're a sister bibliophile.
Yes.
So
beautiful black bibliophile. You can find me on Pinterest.
Oh my gosh.
Shameless plug.
It was I was expecting it from somewhere. It wasn't gonna come from me. It wasn't gonna come from me this time. Y'all are sick of me already. I already know the other channel, Road Catnip, blah blah. Okay. But I'm rooting for you on that. I'm rooting for you.
I miss interacting with people.
What, just teaching them?
Well, just I'm home by myself the majority of the day until the kids come home.
Or as we call your Sydney Free.
I am City B Free. And so one of my professors actually, kind of put the idea in my head, and then a girlfriend of one of my good girlfriends just started as an adjunct professor.
Ooh.
So
that's, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want this, I'm definitely throwing out the good vibes, and everybody who's listening, they're gonna be throwing out the good vibes too.
I know your girl might have a job.
She might not just any job. She get to walk in there and tell people stuff, so that's dangerous.
I love teaching. I love teaching. I love learning, and it has always been my mantra: if I can make a difference with just one, and that one reach one, and they reach one, and so it does not take a lot.
It doesn't, but
just one.
At the same time, that's friggin' brilliant. So good job on that.
Thank you.
To everybody who has subscribed to our channel, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means. Yes. Little by little, we are gaining traction, and everybody is starting to see what we're all about and what we really represent when it comes to this, because we're serious about this. We're serious about putting our own name out there, putting our word out there, talking about the things that we really love.
We're serious, but we missed 2 weeks of uploading.
We did. We did. We genuinely did. But we are up to 19 subscribers.
19 whole subscribers.
High five, baby.
We're doing a big thing.
We're up. And now a lot of people don't think that's a big deal. But believe me, when you have 19 people who still listen to us and are putting the word out about us, that says a lot. That makes me really proud. That really does.
I meant to turn that off.
That was the city alert.
I'm so sorry. It's time to get Cindy ready for bed.
That's all right. Dang. It's all right. It's all right. It's a city alert.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. You are a parent. I fully understand that. So it's perfectly fine. But
thanks, guys.
Thank you so much checking us out on social media, hitting us up here at the channel. And your word is...
We should go live. We should go live after.
We'll think about it. We'll think about
it. Such a stick in the mud.
No, I'm not a muddy stick at all. But
all right, we'll get there. Let's get to our downloads.
Okay, so Angee has been dying to do this for her download. So
why are you trying to put my business in the street?
Because you
why you put my business in the street? Why you gotta make
you about to put your business out there anyway? So it don't make no difference.
But you're making it seem like I'm just so thirsty.
Because I know that's not that thirsty. I'm curious.
Yes.
I'm really curious because you already know I'm not big on platform games and portable games and stuff. Even though I started playing one, you'd be proud.
Which one did you start?
It's called Raid. I saw it on one of my other YouTube channels.
How long have you been playing?
This will make my 3rd week.
Get the freak out of here!
It's an RPG, so you know I like
secrets.
No, I don't get to get on it as much as I can.
Secrets.
I don't get on it as much. It's always just getting rid. So, what's your download?
You're keeping secrets now. For my download, I recently, and I meant to go back to see how long I started, but I recently started mobile gaming.
Okay.
So it's a PvP game. It's called Looney Tunes.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. If y'all kind of recall, if you remember the last episode,
I talked about it.
She talked about it, so she wanted to do this for her download.
I think I had just started.
You did.
The last time we recorded, I think I had.
You did, and you were just talking so much about it.
But you know,
so wasn't it David that got you looked into it first? I think it was David that got you started on it.
I can't remember how I got started on it. I'm pretty sure if I gave it a thought,
I believe it was
I
David.
could come up with it. Well, you know, he's been trying to get me to play Fortnite for like ever.
Forget that. You can put a gun to my head and $1 million. Like, I'm not interested.
No, I feel like at this point the game has existed for so long. I'll be so far behind. And so that's one of my complaints about World of Mayhem. I'm doing pretty good to say that I've only been doing it for a few months. I want to say a couple months now. I'm actually doing pretty good. I was kind of advancing a little bit too far, too quickly. So, you know, Scopely, the makers of the game, kind of put me in check and was like, bitch, sit in the corner.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, sit in the corner because you're advancing too fast.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
But I really want the opportunity to get in on a game from the ground up. And, drum roll, please. Marvel has a new game coming out.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
It's called Realm of Champions and it looks amazing.
Realm of Champions.
Realm of Champions. It's like a spin-off from Strike Force. So
I'll give it a shot.
It won't be out, I believe, until January, so there's some time before it comes out. If you guys, you know, want to look at it later, I'll post a link to the
absolutely
to the preview on our Instagram. I'll do Instagram. Instagram, and I'll put it on our Twitter and our Facebook, so that you can give it a look. See, to me, it looks exciting. It looks amazing. You can combine some of the heroes. It's a PvP hero collector game, so.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Especially PvP, because you want to kick someone's butt.
What?
That's what that
Let me
boils
tell
down
you,
to.
she
just wants to be legally violent.
When I finally made it to level 35 in World of Mayhem, and I could enter the arena, Just call me Gladiator.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now we know that.
Loving it.
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
loving Arena.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
I like strategizing and.
Well, I'll show you my game raid when we're done recording. I think you'd get a kick out of it though.
Okay.
It's one of my main heroes is Black Warrior.
Okay, you're gonna have to show me. Maybe I can play. Oh, and shout out to my alliance, Finn's Dark Side.
Yes, her alliance.
And if you're looking for me in World of Mayhem, I'm Darkness Angee.
Okay, there we go. Now,
always
the gamer plug.
and
You
forever.
have to have that. Anyway.
And on a sadder note, I want to say rest in peace to Miss Diane Carroll.
I could not believe that news.
Who passed away.
We are really losing our legends. We really are.
Yeah. So, honestly, don't kill me, y'all. I didn't know she was still I didn't know she was still alive.
Well, a lot of them have made their mark, and they
have made their mark, and they're
you heard about James Ingram
living out their lives. No,
James Ingram passed away this week.
Did he?
He passed 66. He passed away. James Ingram is gone. Yo, yeah, I saw it on my Twitter. I was just like,
I'm gonna have to fact check that.
Okay, let's see.
James Ingram?
James Ingram.
I thought he was dead too.
If you hear clicking, folks, we're actually doing searches here.
Yeah, we have to fact check.
James Ingram. January 29th.
2019.
Yeah, he passed away.
A while ago.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Again, another legend we didn't realize had passed away.
No, I knew he passed. I just didn't realize it was like
months ago, though.
Yeah, like half a year ago.
I don't know. I guess when you look at Twitter, that kind of throws you off and stuff.
Yeah, there's been some, tragedies going on with public figures. One of the YouTubers that I watch, that I love, Funky Dineva, Quentin Latham, his father passed away. And on a personal note, I want to say, one of my classmates, his wife recently passed away, and I just want to send my deepest and my most sincerest condolences to Thaddeus Moxley and his family. I did not know your wife personally, but looking at you guys on social media, you just look like the epitome of happiness and love. And, I'm sending out prayers to you and virtual hugs. It's tough, but you are in my thoughts, and I love you, and, I wish you all the best. In your recovery. I don't, what I'm trying to say, but
understood. Okay.
But
well, my download. Well, I have been inspired a lot lately with cosplay, and I've been experimenting. So I've got a couple of costumes that I'm working on now. There's 3 of them, but I'm going to reveal one of them now, only because I'm so excited about this concept. It's not even funny. Now, you and I, we both love music. I am a fan of Neo. I like Neo's music because it jumps to different areas, and it still reminds me of how R&B used to be in some cases. Where it was about...
You mean Neo the black boy, not Neo from The Matrix.
You actually thought I was thinking about a singer from The Matrix named... Okay, do you want me to revoke your card? I will revoke it and burn it before your very eyes.
Shit, I never got it.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
truth be told.
Now, what a lot of people don't know, and I discovered this 2 years ago, that Neo is a huge comic book fan. He went to San Diego Comic-Con, and he talked about a comic that he was backing up. Well, he came out with this album called Libra Scale. And what a lot of people don't know is 3 of the songs were created into a short film about a group of garbage men who were approached by a mysterious figure and given superpowers to be superheroes. But the only condition is they can't fall in love. So what does Neo do during this whole thing? He falls in love with a girl. The song One in a Million, the video where he's trying to dance for this woman and she keeps walking away, that's her. So there's 3 songs: Champagne Life, One in a Million, and Beautiful Monster. All 3 of them were part of that. And I said, you know what? I would love to take, first of all, the skinny suit and the fedora. Yeah. I said, okay. So why not
cosplay as Neo?
No.
Oh.
He's only part of it.
Okay.
So my idea is to turn him into a white lantern. White suit. White fedora. The white mask. I've got a lantern already working on being worked on. I'm going to have custom cufflinks, pins, everything of the white lantern symbol. And I've got someone who's going to make the ring for me. I'm going to mash this stuff up, okay?
That sounds amazing.
I am so hyped for this.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about right now, y'all. But I get it.
It's so freaking amazing. I thought about this
it's amazing.
I was like, holy crap.
Well, I cannot say that I haven't seen that in my limited exposure to cosplayers.
Which is fair.
I've been trying to say, you know what, just all the sadness that's been going on in social media. I haven't really been on social media.
Well, this is it with everything
it's
that's been
coming
going
up on my finals week.
Well, you've been pretty. So I have started working on that. In fact, in my closet, I actually got a white jacket that I've held on for almost a year that I was seriously thinking about using. But when I looked at it again and thought about the concept, it's like, no. So it's going to take me a few months.
I have to see these pictures.
When this costume comes
Whatever
out,
you need help with.
I got you.
Let me know.
I go to my creative partner. I tell you. When I tell
Let
you,
me know.
I am so hyped for this. The guy who made my mask for my Patriot is going to do the white mask.
Okay.
I found the lantern on Etsy.
Okay.
So I've been doing the thing. The suit is the only thing.
You're gonna have to show me that lantern.
Oh, girl.
When he shows me, I'll post it on one of our websites.
Girl, trust me. I will show you this. It literally has the white lantern mantra on the side with the lantern symbol.
Oh, wow.
And it's white. It looks like an old school lantern. And I'm just like,
you're just like so schoolgirlish right now.
Man, you have no idea. When you're excited about something like that, I mean, for me, cosplay has always been a place I can go, and my creativity is...
That's how I felt today, because this duck season started.
I'm sorry, isn't it wabbit season?
Duck season?
Wabbit season?
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
Duck.
Wabbit.
Duck.
Wabbit.
In World of Mayhem.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'll be damn, I'm going to get OG Daffy.
Okay. Let me finish my download.
I'm going to get him.
You know, So I will be updating everybody on that costume and keeping Angee up on top because I'm really excited about this.
Well, I'm excited to see it. I got to be the first to see it.
You know what? You probably will.
You gotta send the test shots to me, like when you were showing me your Zuri.
Yes, I'll be doing the same
costume. Y'all, he had to tell me to do. I was like, I don't see the difference. Like, what?
When I tell you,
what am I looking at?
Have you ever seen someone look so cross-eyed? Like, what the heck am I looking at?
What am I looking at?
And then when I showed her to her, she was like,
okay, let me do it before after. And I'm like, thank you. You should do that from the jump.
And when she saw the before and after, she still is like a little bit better. It's kind of like,
I don't do very well at those puzzles. It's like, what can you find 5 differences?
Oh my gosh, that's all right.
Hell no. No, I can't.
It's all right.
Maybe 2. On a good day, 3. But yeah, I'm excited for you.
Thank you. And for the other part of the download for me, I have decided that next year it is a possibility that I will be skipping San Diego Comic-Con.
Why are you skipping Comic-Con?
The reason, and I tell you the reasons why, because anyone who goes...
Is it because you want to focus more on Blerdicorn?
Blerdicorn will always be there. That's just not going to happen. That's going to always be there. That is my baby. That is something I've been a part of since day one. The thing about convention travel, and I'll probably do a video about this later, but when you have so many events happening back to back to back, you're looking at financial, you're looking at planning, you're looking at the logistics of everything. BlerdCon happens the weekend before the weekend of San Diego Comic-Con. So it only gives me 4 days, but I still got to come up with money for the hotel room for both cons. Travel to and from San Diego.
Okay.
Plus have the money to survive. On average, and I had to calculate this, both of those cons are going to cost me anywhere between $200 and $2,500. And I had to think about, okay, what am I weighing here? What's the good and what's the bad? And of course, that was a night long discussion.
We discussed that before.
We did.
Well, and we'll discuss it offline. Yeah. But we discussed that before because there's a way to do both.
Right.
It just takes, it takes planning.
Yeah, it's still a 50-50 though, because you already know San Diego has always had my heart since 2006. I mean, that just goes without saying. I mean, Angie can literally turn around and look at my wall and you will see all the badges.
I've never been, but yeah.
If I would ever take you, I would just have to just put a locator on you somewhere, like a tracking beacon.
Nah, because I don't like people.
That's why
wherever there's the least amount of people, that's where you're gonna find.
Then she'll wind up being in the gas lamp going to all the restaurants because I already know that.
Oh, right, yeah. So, I loves me a good meal.
Oh, trust me. They're all over the place.
Give me some good chicken wings and I'm good.
Yeah, oh goodness. So tonight, I wanted to talk about, it's not a review. It's not about something we saw. It's about our experiences. Nowadays,
it's about Montel's experience.
Well, you have a lot to do with this too, so don't even get it twisted.
How do I have a lot to do with this?
Because of experiences growing up being a black nerd. The way it was when we were kids to the way it is now. Now there is a lot of differences, and there
is. I want to go first.
Okay, I will say this disclaimer real quick. I hate the fucking term popular culture. I hate it. Why? Because
you just hit me with a curveball. Where did that come from?
Popular culture, that term was only coined when all of the beautiful people started thinking it was great to be comic book fans and anime fans and all this other stuff. Where folks like me, who were loving it anyway, were getting ridiculed. So what? All of a sudden now becomes a cultural icon because
this
one or two.
This is truly gonna be like a he said, she said, because that's not the experience that I had growing up.
You're right, and okay. Then you go first.
I honestly did not know that it was not normal. It was outside of the norm to like comic books and superheroes and collect action cards because I did it with my friends and my friends didn't think, they didn't ridicule me. They didn't make fun of me. I was just, they called me a nerd, but to me, I looked at it as a term of endearment because
like a badge of honor.
Like, yeah, oh, this is our smart friend. She's the nerd. She likes books, So that whole experience. And then another thing about me was I didn't care. I didn't care if people made fun of me because I would rather have a book than a toy. Or I'd rather have a piece of fruit than some candy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then another thing I think why my experience is different is because I was a girl. So.
And in some ways, if you have the right amount of people around you,
right. So most of my friends,
the gender is more accepting in the area of gender,
right. So I have to give a little bit of a backstory. So not only was I a girl, but I was like considered the tomboy. So for me to like comic books and action figures was just what they thought I was supposed to do as the smart friend and the tomboy friend. So it was kind of like my norm or what was expected of me. So, it wasn't like anything. There were people who made fun of me, You know, there were boys that didn't want to admit that they liked me.
Oh, I know people like that. Yeah, I know folks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, really kind of smart, but I didn't know it. You know what I mean? I didn't
never
know
made their presence known. You just had to.
Well,
kind of speculate.
all of my friends and my schoolmates were just as smart or even smarter than I was.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a group of intelligent kids who enjoy things of a different caliber, it doesn't seem, you know, I think back to that movie Revenge of the Nerds. I love that movie. Revenge of the Nerds.
That movie was everything.
When I was a kid,
it's still a fun movie to watch.
It is a fun movie because when you think about it, you know, as I'm explaining my whole experience to you, there were things that I did get ridiculed about, like in show tunes and old movies, and you know, just nerdy, geeky.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, as you're saying this, like I'm literally thinking of everything that I like that a lot of people were like.
And I remember my older brother would take our next brother to see like all of the good movies, like Conan the Barbarian and, you know, Ice Pirates and
Thank you, Arnold.
What is that thing? Oh my God. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yes.
But guess who couldn't go? This girl right here. Because girls don't watch that. And I'm like, but why not?
But then it goes to gender bias because you're a girl. It was assumed that you wouldn't like that sort of thing.
I was a girl,
that you had to be put into that position.
My mom dressed me in Buster Browns and shit. Remember those?
Man,
those matching outfits from JCPenney?
Oh
that had the plaid shirt with the I was tall.
70s baby.
I was tall and awkward looking and very skinny. My son is like the epitome of me. You know, hopefully he'll get a little meat on his bones later. But, you know, I outgrew girls' clothes, so my mom dressed me in boys' clothes. And then people just automatically assumed that I was a tomboy. And then, you know, I do have a sister, but she's younger than me. So I had to play with my mom's son. And he didn't want to play with no dolls. He wanted to play with dump trucks and shit. And he wanted to play in King of the Hill and beat my ass with pool table sticks. You know, we used to play cops and robbers, Miami Vice. That was our thing.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Like I said, you know, my experience growing up, I didn't realize that a blerd was a thing until I was an adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
then that's when people's like, "Girl,
yeah,
the hell you mean?"
There's certain things. There were certain things, and if you think about it too, it had to do with geographics as well, because certain areas of the country that I discovered, there were groups, there were pockets of blerds and nerds in general, that it was commonplace to get together and celebrate that sort of thing. And on the other side of the spectrum, you had those populaces in those areas where if you were considered something like that, since you were not of the norm or you weren't with what everybody was doing, then you were an outcast and you were treated as such. You were basically that leper in the colony.
Fortunately for me, I've been a mom almost as long as I've been an adult. So I've always had a kid as my excuse to go see Spider-Man.
I appreciate the honesty, though. Most people were like, I think I'm going to go see Spider-Man because my child wants to see Spider-Man and he's a real big fan of Spider-Man.
Well, actually,
your child is 3 months old.
All of my kids, like Dylan was a huge Spider-Man. She loved Spider-Man. She would, I'm gonna say was, because I don't think she know who I don't even think she know who the current Spider-Man is. Truth be told,
I bet she does, but she ain't gonna
she probably does. But she one of them damn undercover. This bitch know what a TARDIS is. If you know what a TARDIS is, she floored me with that. Like what?
Oh goodness!
Big time, huge nerd. You know, she Crunchyroll.
Yeah. On my end of the spectrum, I could honestly say, for me, growing up, being that nerdy kid, it brought me a lot of ridicule. In the neighborhood that I lived in growing up, my mom worked a lot, so we stayed with my grandmother. My grandmother's house was literally
He's from the Midwest, y'all. Ain't nothing but 3 black families
Indianapolis,
out
Indiana.
there
Shut
anyway.
your face. Shut your face. Don't even get it twisted.
His family, the
You know
Jacksons,
you know
and some other random ass
So,
family.
if y'all can see this, I'm gonna draw a picture of an ass and put it in front of her face. I don't believe you. Don't get it twisted now.
Ain't no damn black people in the Midwest. Child.
Anywho, yeah, tell the people in Chicago that
I
say
can
how
throw
far
a
that
sack
goes.
of rocks and not hit nobody.
Let's see how.
In Indiana?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted.
All right.
Don't get it twisted. Just because Indiana's there.
That's why he was an outcast, y'all. Him, the Jacksons.
You know what's funny? I didn't interrupt you like this when you was talking. I was in agreement and adding to the conversation, and now she's just being a little shit right now. Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all, okay.
Love you.
It's all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. What's love? Shut up. Okay.
Eat the cake, anime.
I grew up. Where is my stick? I need my. I'm gonna just
Stop making me laugh.
I'm gonna leave a stick right here. Okay, there's gonna be a stick someplace.
Stop making me laugh.
You will start laughing just for the heck of it.
Stop making me laugh.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Once you start giggling, I ain't got shit to do with it. Watch.
Go ahead.
You see, look at this. See, here we go. But for me, it was being the oldest of 3, well, the oldest of 4. It was 5, but I lost my brother back in '96. And the only boy up until, for a long time. I didn't have a lot of friends to go do things with. I'd sit in front of the TV in my grandmother's house watching all the cartoons from Filmation, He-Man and Silverhawks and all those other ones, Brave Star. And I got into comic books really heavy because right around the corner was a drugstore. So I would go down there and read them. And occasionally when I got allowance, I would go buy comics and just start stacking them up. I pissed my uncle off one year. He got me a Wilson basketball for Christmas. I traded that thing for 300 comic books. He was so pissed. And my mother laughed at him. She said, "You know that boy does not like sports. Why would you get him a basketball? He could do whatever he wanted with it." And my grandma's like, that's right. So quit being stupid and trying to make him an athlete. Years later, I ran track. Boy, they really blew them out the water. But I love comics. The Jack Kirby drawing with the Captain America and the Black Panther and all the different ones, DC and Marvel. And because of that, I didn't really have a lot of friends in school. And the ones I did have didn't hang out with me because after school, everyone had to go home. So I was basically that target for this one group of kids. I never understood why they didn't like me. I was actually outside on my grandmother's porch reading a Black Panther comic, which I still have. Kid came by and chucked a rock at me, hit me square in the head for no reason.
You was just that neighborhood kid.
No, there were other neighborhood kids.
No,
but
every neighborhood had a kid that just got their ass beat on a regular.
Well,
You sound like that kid.
I never got into a fight.
Were you a popular kid?
No. In grade school, I was just that kid. That was it. I was a kid. But it wasn't until later I started coming into my own identity and just learning different things. And I embraced everything that had to do with nerds. I started playing D&D in high school.
For the longest time.
But like you said, it's based on geographics. It's based on influence.
Because I grew up in the South.
The one place you think that would be not as accommodating was more accommodating, and vice versa. Where I'm at, where it's supposed to be more.
Most of my friends were wonderful. I didn't go to school with beautiful people until I got to high school, and honey, it was a culture shock. Wow. It was like walking in the East Side High. What the hell?
Oh my goodness. I was lucky with the schools that I went through, and it wasn't until
Mr.
I started getting...
I still know the school song, just so you know.
Oh, goodness. If he ever listens to it, I hope he hits you up. But it wasn't...
East Side.
Oh, my God. She is really on it tonight, y'all. But it wasn't until I got to high school that I started being around other people that liked what I like, and we would have our clubs, and we would just get together and stuff like that, and that it became more comfortable. It became more accepted to a point, but there was never a title on what it was. It was never considered popular culture.
I think that, in my opinion, I think it's just something that people never talked about because they thought that they were the only ones that liked it, which is why it seemed like there weren't any other.
But if you also look at how movies interpreted and showed people who like nerdy things, made them seem like they were social outcasts. You never saw a cool nerd in a movie.
But that was the exception. Those movies were the exception.
Okay, so what cool nerds you knew that was that would watch a movie?
What?
I mean, that would read a comic in a movie. I swear, I think I watched every type of movie there was.
Me, I was a cool nerd.
You weren't in the movie, love. Unless you was low key in the credits.
Let me see.
People were pausing their VCR.
You said a cool nerd in a movie,
yeah,
or
like
a comic.
Yeah, or someone in a movie reading a comic. That's just an example. Did you see someone in
someone in a movie reading a comic?
Because it wasn't until
Big Bang Theory.
It was okay. That's.
Would you like a warm beverage?
Oh, backhands are free right now. They are so free, and I'm gonna give you your coupon 2 for 1. Keep it up.
There were plenty of trackies.
But it wasn't until later. It wasn't literally. It was from transition from the 80s, from the 80s to the 90s is when you saw. And I
disagree. I just think that there was always a problem with organizing.
And not necessarily that. It was what was interpreted as popular.
Popular, but
because when Dungeons and Dragons came out, when Gary Gygax created Dungeons and Dragons, on TV, everywhere, people swear you playing Dungeons and Dragons, you worshiping the devil, you were weaving these spells and all this other stuff. But you have to think about
that's just how it is in Black culture. Anything that's against the Bible or seem like it's remotely, satanic. But it's gonna be shunned, and people are gonna shy away from it, and then they're not gonna talk about it because nobody want their big mama beating them with the rolled up newspaper because they in the backyard playing with them devil cards.
Again, you're right, but again, that also falls onto ignorance. Because people did not want to learn about something new.
You call my big mama ignorant?
You know what? I will call anybody ignorant who is not willing to learn about something new. Kiss my ass. Okay.
That just wasn't.
It wasn't socially accepted. That's what it boiled down to. It wasn't socially accepted, and for a lot of people, now you had good experiences.
I keep forgetting that you like light years older than me.
If you hear her grunt, I've just punched her in her sternum, okay?
You was grown when I was in high school. So
you ain't that much younger than me.
I think life was a little different.
You ain't that much younger than me. Don't get it twisted.
You know what I'm saying?
But what got me...
He was around when Jesus walked.
All the things... And people wonder why I come home and I don't deal with nobody. I swear.
You may be onto something about it not being socially accepted. But then again, you have to look how well the sci-fi movies and the movies based on comic books did back in those times. It wasn't just white people going to see.
It's true, but you also looked at it too. A lot of people were still going to see it, and there were other movies that were more appealing because they were mainstream. You see certain movies about romances and comedies and things like that. When Star Wars came out in 1976.
If I had to pick, what's that movie, Bustin' Loose?
Richard Pryor?
If I had to pick between Bustin' Loose and Superman 3, which I just recently watched this weekend, total waste of my time. I can't get those minutes back of my life. I would have gone to see Richard Pryor and Bustin' Loose.
Well, I saw both of them.
But I'm pretty sure Richard Pryor brought in a lot of people who wouldn't have normally went to the movies to see a Superman movie.
True.
Because that particular Superman was unlike the other two.
That is true.
I didn't like it.
But
for that reason, Richard Pryor, a computer programmer. Come on, y'all.
But we didn't say casting was all that great.
That was a stretch.
But it wasn't. But as time went on, it didn't have a title. Liking certain things like that didn't have a title until the big studio companies and the big manufacturers.
What big studio companies?
Sony.
What's the title?
Universal. Popular culture. A lot of the marketing, a lot of the advertising, and seeing these famous people wearing Superman t-shirts and Wonder Woman t-shirts and Batman hats and all this other stuff. It wasn't until these faces started making it okay to wear this and not be socially pariah. Yeah.
Did you not grow up in the 70s or the 80s? Because people wore... Sweetie. I know I wanted me a Wonder Woman shirt real bad.
Yeah, but again, where you grew up and where I grew up, two different worlds.
Graphic tees were all the rage.
They may have been all the rage where you were, but where I was, not a lot of people did. Because again, it was a case of ridicule. So the way I was raised up, my favorite shirt growing up was I had a Dracula shirt from the comic, literally with him on the front. I loved it. Loved that shirt. I wore that shirt to school. I had that shirt torn off my back, and I got beat up because I was called a nerd and everything else, and this is not cool.
I think you just had an issue being bullied. I think you just had an issue being bullied.
No, I just had an issue with being myself. And people didn't like me being myself. Oh, try that mess now. I will fold you like a piece of paper. Don't get it twisted. But back then, I didn't really have that. And what bothers me and has always driven me crazy was the fact that this was stuff that we loved growing up.
Right.
This was stuff that we embraced. This was who we were.
Right.
But
I'm pretty sure it's frustrating to you right now.
But you see,
that I'm just not seeing that.
That's because I respect that, and I actually appreciate that, because where you were is where I would have loved to have been. I would have loved to have been there, where I could talk to. I have a group of friends. I had one friend.
You just had to be born later. That's all.
I had one friend.
That's great.
To this day. Oh my goodness. Can't stand you. I grew up with 69.
You was born in the 60s. You're a 60s baby.
Backhands are still free. Keep it up. Oh, meatball. As I was saying,
y'all.
I had one friend in high school. His name was Kenny. Kenny was my boy. We did a lot together. We even had the idea, because we were both pro wrestling fans, we even had the idea of creating a dice game where you're a promoter and you literally set up the same things like the WWE does, where you create these. And we did that all up in his room, just imagination and everything, and it was great. Right. And it was people like him that kept me in there, because, and to be fair, there weren't a lot of black kids who liked the things that I liked.
Okay.
So
I agree with that.
And when I did,
most of the kids that like the things that I like were wonderful kids.
Yeah.
So I will agree with you on that aspect. And then again, maybe that's the reason why, I was socially accepted, because,
and see me,
like I said, I didn't go to school with beautiful kids, so I got to high school.
And it was funny in high school.
To get it together.
It was the popular kids who actually liked me, and I was like, "Boy, y'all, I don't know what the deal is, because y'all are wearing everything."
I was like a unicorn. The boys thought it was cool that I knew all that shit.
I was like a lemming.
I was about some stuff.
I was a lemming. I was just in a group of them, and in the newspaper, yearbook, all this other stuff, running track. I said, "Why you run so fast?" I kept getting chased.
Were you in the AV club?
No. You're ticking up these backhands. You are really ticking them up here. I know you are ticking them up. But now being a geek and a nerd is so socially accepted.
Well, what about before we get to now? So what about when you were a young man? Like in your 20s?
When I was in the Navy?
When you were initially in the Navy. When you first got into the Navy.
I actually met other people who liked the same things that I liked. We'd be in boot camp, and we'll sit in the evening, and everybody is talking about different comics, and I didn't really get into anime until after I got out of boot camp and went to my first command.
Okay.
But thinking back and realized I was already exposed to anime, didn't really know what it was, because Sci-Fi had their annual anime film festival on the weekend. I was watching G-Force and Macross and Robotech and all those other ones, and didn't even realize, but I thought they were just cartoons until later I was educated. No.
Yeah, I thought they were just cartoons.
Yeah, but
as well.
And again, unless you have,
I didn't even realize that they were like styled.
Yeah.
By Japanese.
Exactly. Neither did I.
Floored. But it wasn't. I found out.
But it wasn't until we got older, or we were exposed to someone who knew what it was about. We were like, really?
Really? Yeah. Like sidebar. I was today old when I found out that Dr. Pepper is not root beer. Don't judge me.
We have a revelation. She is truly one of us, ladies and gentlemen. Let the nerd gods be praised. On top of Mount Comic Olympus. Well, you are now. You know. I'll revoke
and
one of the
I know
backgrounds.
now. I know that now.
You know.
I'm gonna Google that shit later though. Because I mean, if Dr. Pepper ain't fucking root beer, what is it?
It's a beverage.
It ain't cola. It's a beverage.
It's a beverage. It is a flavored beverage, just like a cola, only with more attitude. Hello.
That sounded rehearsed. He's drinking root beer. It looks like a dark ale.
It's my own Guinness. Hey, I'm drinking a Guinness.
Okay, Shrek.
Hey, do it, Lassie. Do it.
But yeah.
But now I love how everything that we loved as kids.
I don't like anime now.
Oh, I'm full on into
Oh my God. When David starts watching that shit, I'm just like, let me go to my room.
Me, I've got a Crunchyroll queue, 23 animes deep.
I cannot.
And I love watching the old school stuff too. Just going
One
back
other
in history.
show that I don't like that he loves, Teen Titans.
Ugh. Teen Titans Go?
Teen Titans Go, yeah.
Oh.
The parody. I cannot.
And you know what? I'm with you on this. Because the original Teen Titans animated was brilliant. It had comedy. It had drama. It had the perfect mix. You actually got to embrace each of these members of the team. Even Tara, who I couldn't stand at one point.
And we're getting so much help. We're getting so much help feeding our nerddom.
Yes. Now we have multiple outlets.
I signed up for Disney Plus. Boom shakalaka.
We're gonna lock up your booms, okay?
So when I initially got
I'll just come over your house. I ain't paying for it. I got DC Universe.
I got DC Universe too.
That was the only thing I got.
So I'm like, I love me some Aquaman. Lisa Bonet, girl, you better not ever fuck up. Okay, I'm just saying. She was like, she'll fuck a bitch up over him too.
Oh my goodness.
But I said, I'm gonna watch Aquaman. How in the entire hell we got through watching them old ass cartoons when we were kids? I think I might have made it through 6 of those 20-minute episodes.
Of what, Super Friends?
The original, No, I couldn't even watch Super Friends. I watched Aquaman first. Listen, after Aquaman, I said, you know what? Let me go on back here. Let me watch Doom Patrol. Those cartoons are horrible.
Yeah, but that was all we had. So
I know that's all we had.
So if you look back now,
Hanna-Barbera should.
Yeah.
They should have a subscription service or something. Maybe they do. Or if they do, leave it in the comments.
Ted Turner owns all that.
He does. Mm-hmm. I love Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
I love when Cartoon Network and Boomerang were on TV at the same time.
Yeah.
I could get the new and the old, but
yeah,
I don't have cable. I'm not gonna waste my money.
I don't know what I have now.
miscellaneous.
But I pay for cable, and we watch our apps.
But we fast forward to now, where everything that we love, completely accepted. I will see people that I didn't think would actually support.
I disagree. I don't think it's still completely accepted because the community is so small.
Oh, the community is not small
compared to mainstream. Yes, it is.
Well, it depends on what you define as community.
When you think of, I'm talking about Blerds. And I'm talking about, I think I have gotten more, I think I've been made fun of more as an adult than I did when I was a child. Because somebody just recently said to me, today.
Oh, goodness.
You want to be a gamer? You just want to sit around and play video games?
But
no one is going to watch that. What?
But see, you
get on YouTube and look
you
at some
also
of these video views.
But again, and I understand where you're coming from, but you have to look at what people are exposed to and what they're willing to be exposed to. Some people are going to have their opinions no matter
because
how
I felt
huge
the
or
same
how
way. When I used to look at my son watching these 4-hour gameplay videos, I'd be like, dude, for real?
Yeah.
You gonna sit and watch somebody else play a game?
Until
I was sitting down watching a 3-hour gameplay this morning. Sipping my coffee, watching the gameplay.
I sat there and watched someone play through the entire Walking Dead by Telltale Games and was just fascinated because there's a
David
story.
Had me do it and I wanted to scratch my fucking eyes out. I was like, dude, I thought he was playing the game.
Yeah, but didn't you see the controller in his hand? Did you see the controller?
No.
So how'd you think he was doing it?
Mental
telepathy? He's got the Aquaman effect?
I was looking at the TV.
He's got the Aquaman effect.
I was looking at the TV.
He's Doctor Strange.
Then he got up and he walked to the refrigerator and the game is
still on.
I said, David, how did you do that? It's a video we were watching.
And still on.
Your phone is loud.
Unfortunately, my mom and my sisters, when they get to chatting, which doesn't happen very often, they chat, and I stay off of it at all costs.
Put it on your cute little crayon holder.
That's not crayons. It's not crayons, but
something to cushion that. Them damn Samsungs.
I love them. I love my phone.
You can hear that shit vibrating on Mars.
Yep, because I don't want the ringer to go off, but I want to know what's going on. But nowadays, and of course, we're gonna have different opinions on this. I love. If I take my dislike of the term social media, popular culture, I love where people are really embracing a lot of the culture, and more Blerds are out there. They've been so in.
But we have the World Wide Web to thank for that, because now it's a matter of jumping on Google and searching.
But see,
a topic, and then you can find people in your area, or you can find other people out in the virtual world.
But that's not always true, because there were people who still loved it, but were never really a part of social media.
I'm not talking about just on social media. I'm talking about advertisements for groups and meetups, like like the tournaments that you guys have at the shop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There are ways to.
True.
It's easier to find activities like that now.
True.
Than it was back then.
But there's also a lot more freedom in it too, and people. Right. And I think a lot of the people who were dissenters and naysayers about all of it, they're not around anymore.
I don't think that's true. I think that those people are around, and I think that you can't make fun of something that you don't love. You know what I'm saying? Like. For them to go so hard in the paint against somebody who likes comic books because they figure, you're the only one that likes comic books.
Well, I'm talking about those people who are against people who like comic books because they feel like it is poisoning their mind and is exposing them to the wrong subjects and things like that. Those are the ones that I'm more concerned about, because at one point, every evangelist on TV was screaming about the sins of Dungeons and Dragons
First
and
of all,
comics.
why was you watching them TV evangelists?
I grew up with a preacher in my house. Half the time I didn't have a choice.
You a PK?
Unfortunately,
What?
my stepdad was a pastor. But the funny thing was, I didn't embrace it because when I came home and took that suit off, went over to Kenny's house, we were sitting there watching pro wrestling, and we were just enjoying ourselves. So I was like, you know what? I knew what the church life was like.
But that's again, that's an exception and not the rule.
But at one point, we just had to ignore the rule and embrace the exception, because I think that's what's going on now. The exception is being embraced because the rule has literally changed so much of the world into a negative connotation. Mm-hmm. People want something else.
There's always going to be people. Not everybody's always going to agree. So
yeah. I just don't like the ones who try to bully and just push their personality on something because they want that to be the only thing without ever embracing and realizing, like, hey, anyone who comes into my home,
that's just how mankind is set up.
Yeah, anyone who comes into my home, they'll look and they'll tell. I love what I love. I've embraced what I embrace. My dining room has posters.
You can't really tell, but I don't like stuff. I like stuff, but I don't like stuff. I like shoes.
Yeah, but
I got some new shoes today.
Oh my gosh, I mean, these segues we have, y'all. They be on it.
We got 4 minutes. We're working on almost an hour now, so we need to do our this and that.
Okay,
we need to get our this and that done.
Okay, well,
so we can wrap it up.
But this is in conclusion. Being a geek and nerd now.
Gonna talk 15 more minutes.
No, just saying. Being a geek and nerd now has come a long way, and I'm just appreciative of people who are embracing it and not afraid to embrace it. We're gonna have people that are going to be dissenters and naysayers. That's fine, but we continue to prove them wrong.
I'm just happy that you're happy, and that you know that there are people out there who embrace it.
Yeah, and
who were not shunned and ridiculed. Cause I ain't never known there got my ass beat about no damn He-Man or nothing.
That's true. All right, you got this or that tonight. I had it last time.
Oh, you should have told me beforehand.
You should know. That's the general rule. We should be ready for this or that. And you know I did it last week.
What was this or that the last time?
The boys.
Oh.
So it's your turn.
I would love to have done this or that on Joker, but I have not seen the movie.
I haven't seen it either.
We need to see it.
Yes, we do.
So we could talk about it next week.
And we need to see Gemini Man too. Okay. Will Smith.
I heard that was good.
The trailer is off the chain. I'm excited for it.
I heard that was good.
Just you do one this or that. We have to.
I don't have a this or that then.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do my this or that on the Joker, and I can't say. Well, we all know who my favorite Joker is. I give zero fucks what y'all think.
Jack Nicholson.
He my favorite OG Joker.
He's a Joker. So you. Jared Leto. Jared Leto. I could just look in her face and she didn't have to say a word, and I went, Jared Leto.
That's my baby.
Oh my gosh.
He OG. Like Jack Nicholson is OG. He's like Adam West.
God rest his soul, yes.
He you know what I'm saying? Jack Nicholson is Jack Nicholson is to Joker as Adam West is to Batman.
True. That is true.
He's iconic.
But I do get why you like Jared Leto, because he has a nice edge on him.
He's supposed to be batshit crazy.
Yeah. But do it in such a style that you can't help but wonder what he's going to do next.
And it should be comical because it's based on a comic book character. He shouldn't be. I'm not saying he should be funny, but
he should be captivating.
Yes, I appreciate this spin of the new movie. You know, that's coming out
to tell the story
of like the real live person, having it more realistic. But I just love and appreciate that comic book, like, you know, the white skin and the gold teeth and, you know,
just pretty much an alternate spin on Joker,
right?
In a different world, a different dimension. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is our this or that, and this concludes our latest episode of Blerdicorn Speaks, you guys.
I got one. Real quick.
As always.
Real quick. Who would you pick to replace my man, my baby, the heart of my heart, Iron Man?
Nobody.
You don't think that the
Robert Downey
MCU,
Jr.
No, I'm saying to replace the character in whole as an alternate. You don't think that they should bring in Riri?
No, Riri shouldn't be replaced. No, I don't want Riri to replace anybody. I want her to stand on her own. I want her to stand completely on her own.
I don't mean like replace them. I mean...
No, I know what you mean.
As the Iron Man character figure.
I understand. But then, But again, you're trying to, if you think about it, you're trying to place someone into a specific persona. Don't do that. I would rather see her bloom into her own. That's like saying, okay, with Sam becoming the new Captain America, who would you have to replace him in case something happened? And if you were to say Patriot, I'd be like, no, because he is a totally different carrier of the shield, just like Sam is. Sam, it was passed down to him, whereas with Patriot, he did that to honor his grandfather, who was the original, before Steve Rogers picked up that damn thing. So honestly, Riri should stand on her own because she's brilliant. She is a lady of color, and I think she takes a totally different spin on someone who,
which is why I think she would be a great addition.
I think she'd be a great addition, but
to the MCU.
I should say let her stand on her own and just.
But I don't think I'm wording correctly what I'm saying.
Actually, I understand what you're saying.
What I want her to be.
I understand what you're saying now, but
because there's never going to be another Iron Man. But I would love to have Ironheart.
See her on the MCU would be pretty badass. All right.
Did you see that article about the little girl that she was actually rumored to be based off of her character? That little Jackson girl. I can't remember what she's on. She's so cute.
We'll discuss it offline.
We'll discuss it on the next episode.
Right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please don't forget to hit us up on social media.
I hope y'all made it to the end.
And if you didn't,
you made it to the end, hit me up in the comments.
All right. And if you didn't, you're a coward.
If you made it to the end, if you made it to the end of this podcast, leave a comment in the comment section.
Please let us know what you think.
I'll pick one person, and you'll get a Blerdicorn mug.
Y'all. Please. If you made it to the end, there's an awesome reward. Her mugs are amazing. She does a really good job.
Blerdicorn mug.
And
leave me a comment and tag me.
And we are going to be doing a video podcast here real soon.
Real soon.
So we're both going to be wearing you're going to create Blerdicorn shirts for us.
I am?
You're going to create the design for Blerdicorn Speaks shirts.
I am.
Yes, you am. You am. All right.
Okay.
All right, because we're doing big things.
I thought I retired.
Oh, that's hashtag.
I'm being voluntold again.
Because we trying to get out there, girl.
Okay.
All right.
I gotcha.
All right. So with that being said, thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
As always, stay nerdy, stay geeky, and please stay sexy.
And happy eating.
Bye, y'all.